It's so tender, it melts in your mouth. It's like a beef marshmallow.
Oh my gosh, this is definitely one of the coolest restaurants.
This sauce is so stretchy, so delicious, so cheesy. It's delicious.
You like stretchy food, I think. You like stretchy food?
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by...
It's the room that's less sort of private and more private. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
The Bay Area airport that's close and reliable. iFlyOAK.com.
Hi, I'm Leslie Sabraco. Welcome to Check Please Bay Area, the show where regular Bay Area residents review and talk about their favorite restaurants. We have 3 guests, and each one recommends one of their favorite spots, and the other 2 go check them out to see what they think. But this week, it's a special treat as we invite some young foodies back to the Check Please table. At 14, Roshni is already an accomplished home chef. She came this close to facing off with Gordon Ramsay on MasterChef Junior. Her ultimate dream now? Starring in her own cooking show. And 14-year-old Itai loves being a leading man. Over the past 5 years, he's performed in more than a dozen plays and musicals. His favorite role so far, Cosmo from Singing in the Rain. But first, 11-year-old Athena is an adventurous kid who will eat just about anything. The one exception, shrimp. Turns out she had a pet shrimp when she was little and she just can't face seeing one on her dinner plate. Luckily, there are plenty of non-shrimp alternatives at her favorite restaurant. It's a hip spot offering Burmese dishes with a California twist. In the heart of Oakland's Temescal neighborhood, it's Teni East Kitchen.
Teni's Kitchen is Southeast Asian influenced restaurant. The focus is, most of it is Burmese. My name is Teo. I'm the chef and owner of Teni's Kitchen here in Oakland, California. Teni is my mom's nickname. It's named after her because she's someone, that I learned so much from. So I grew up around a restaurant business back in Ethiopia. My parents actually do own restaurants and still do. I could have easily done Ethiopian restaurant. But I chose this because I really just love it. I love the fresh produce that we have here, and I also love the herbs and spices from Southeast Asia. So I feel that it's a good marriage. So we have the roti dough just portioned out, and every time an order comes in, it's made fresh to order. And everything is really, it's a family style, it's meant to share. And some people don't want to share their roti. They will say, I'm not sharing, you can order your own. This restaurant really is a family restaurant, and it's a small community. We really are very tight-knit. I want customers to come in and just experience it and walk out saying that, okay, this was different. It really is just I'm doing what I love to do, and it seems like it's working.
Athena, how did you find this place and why is it so special to you?
Well, when I first moved here from Philadelphia, one of my mom's friends introduced it to us, and ever since we just loved it. It's just like the best restaurant ever.
And do you go a lot?
All the time.
All the time. Well, what is your favorite dish?
We usually start with the roti with the dip.
Okay.
So roti is a layered flatbread, which is made out of flour and butter. Then they pan fry it and they shape it in a teepee-like shape, so it gets that unusual shape when it comes out.
I also had the roti. I thought it was so stretchy. It was just so warm, and it pulled apart so perfect. And that you have that sauce on the side. It just finished it.
Yeah, it's coconut curry sauce with peas and lentils.
Right. And do you do the stretchy? I can see you right now, Itai, doing the stretchy of the roti, right?
Yeah.
And then dipping it.
I also got the roti, and we liked it so much, we actually ordered it again, like 2 times to go with the main meal. And then we also got Burmese chicken wings. And the second I took that bite, I was like, wow, this is sweet and salty. And it was served on a bed of purple cabbage and green cabbage.
And it's coated with the Burmese balachang sauce, which is chili flakes, chili oil, and garlic oil. And they all blend together, and it's really evenly smeared on, but it's really spicy the first bite.
Right. Well, they've got sriracha bottles all over, right? So it gives you an indication maybe that things can kick up the heat a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the pea shoot salad, and it was so just delicious. It had like a cold flavor, and it had that subtle nutty texture, and it was just delicious. Nothing like I ever thought I would have in my life.
So good. It's like that really fresh pea shoot taste. And I think there's some peanuts in there too.
Yeah.
Which gives it that nutty flavor.
Right.
I had the basil shrimp dish. It was delicious.
Oh, a shrimp. Oh, no.
I did. I'm so sorry. It was actually delicious, though. It was wonderful. The shellfish, sorry, Athena,
Yeah.
absorbed the basil flavor so much, and it was served with real basil leaves and peppers and I think grilled onions, and it was just delicious and crunchy.
And what else did you have,
Yeah,
Roshi?
so we got the lamb and chicken curry, and those were some of the best curries I've ever had.
Wow.
The curry sauce had so much depth and flavor, and there was also quite a bit of texture in the curry sauce. And the meat was so tender, it like just melted in your mouth, and it was just like the type you can like put your fork in and pieces would come out.
Yes.
Well, to add on to the curries, we have the beef curry all the time. It's so falls apart. It's so tender. It melts in your mouth. It's like a beef marshmallow.
That's good. And do you like things really spicy or not so much?
I like them spicy, except for the one pepper on the curries. They usually have a pepper on there that's super spicy that you don't want to eat.
No, we had a spicy noodle dish. It was with vegetables, and let me tell you, spicy means spicy. Like I had one bite and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to drink all this water, and then I drank my dad's glass, but I kept on eating it because it was so good. It was spicy, and all the vegetables brought in different textures and flavors.
And that's kind of a
Definitely, yeah.
signature dish of theirs, right? Rice noodles with.
Yeah.
I had those too, actually, and to wash the spice down, I had the mango ginger lassi.
Oh, me too,
and
yeah.
it was so unexpectedly good. It was just like a mango lassi, but they had that delicious, strong ginger taste that I don't usually like, but they made it work.
Right.
Well, I usually get the coconut water. It's actually served in a real coconut, and afterwards you're drinking it. Then you can ask the waiters, and they'll chop it open,
another one.
and you can eat it the inside of it.
Adding on to her coconut water, I had the buko ice cream. It was young coconut. It was so good. It was just the smooth, creamy coconut flavor.
I always get the ube ice cream, and there's tiny pieces in there of ube, which is really cool
That
too.
purple yam.
Yeah.
Delicious.
It's like white
Absolutely.
chocolate.
We got the mango sorbet. So it was served in a bowl, and to top it off, they put actually a sugar cone on top. So you could like break the cone and then take some of the ice cream and eat it like you're eating a chip and salsa. So it was really nice.
And what about the place? Did you feel the atmosphere was good?
The atmosphere the night we went, it was packed, it was lively, there's lots of people. And the decoration, it was kind of like a farmhouse fresh mixed in with Burmese and maybe a little Ethiopian too.
The people came, they sat us right away, and they had fancy lights on the ceiling, and I like that dark atmosphere. It makes it feel more romantic even.
Even though you were with your family?
Exactly.
No, that's okay.
And then the portions are also very generous. We had amazing leftovers.
Do you usually have leftovers?
Yeah, we usually have a lot of leftovers in the fridge, but they're usually gone by the end of the day.
By
so.
soon. All right, well, this is your spot. Wrap it up for us, Athena.
Well, if you're looking for a top-notch Michelin Guide restaurant with exceptional food and pretty reasonable prices, Teni East Kitchen is the place to be.
Okay, and Itai.
Teni East Kitchen is the place to be if you want food combinations that wouldn't normally go together, and yet they totally do.
Okay, and Roshni.
And if you're ever in Oakland and want to taste Burma, go to Teni East Kitchen. And when you go, make sure to get the roti.
All right, if you would like to try Teni East Kitchen, it's on Broadway in Oakland. It's open every day for lunch and dinner, and the average dinner tab per person is around $25. One of Roshni's favorite dishes to cook is luscious Mexican mole. But instead of using a recipe, she likes to recreate the dish from sense memory. She draws plenty of inspiration from the Oaxacan dishes at her favorite restaurante in Los Altos, Estrellita Mexican Bistro.
Estrellita has been the oldest Mexican restaurant in the area. So the reason that we've been around is our loyal customers. I'm Melina Corlay. I'm the owner of Estrellita Restaurant, and we are in Los Altos. Estrellita Restaurant started in 1958. In 1978, the Corlay family took over, which is my family. And ever since then, we added other dishes because we're mainly from the south of Mexico, Oaxaca, Chiapas area, and we integrated a lot of our dishes from there. Our signature dishes would be, you know, the chile en nogada. We have the Chiapas tamales, which is amazing, wrapped in a banana leaf. We have two different types of mole. We have a green mole, and that one is less spicy than the red one. And the red mole has all these ingredients with the chiles and also the chocolate. So it's you bring all those flavors together, and then you have that spicy kind of sweetness. I mean, it's a very happy atmosphere, colorful, and we also kid-friendly. We've seen generations through generations, we've seen them grow here. And it's been quite fun seeing the grandparents who used to come here when they were little and now bringing their grandkids. When we first took over the restaurant, my husband used to let the kids run everywhere. So now they get used to when we go to other restaurants and they think that it's because it's allowed here, they can do it in other restaurants.
Now, Roshni, you've celebrated your birthday at Estrellita. It's Little Star, right? Your little star on your birthday.
I love going to Cafe Estrellita, and one of my favorite memories there was on my birthday.
Right.
We walked in there, and we had an amazing meal, and then to top it all off, all the staff came, they were singing Happy Birthday in Spanish, and then they brought me flan. And this flan, it's a custard, and it's creamy, and it's topped off with a warm caramel sauce.
I loved the flan. The flan had this, it almost tasted like rum on top. Which,
well, hopefully you don't know what rum tastes like.
exactly. I was like, this tastes like what I think rum would taste like.
Kind of caramely.
Yes.
Caramely and
And
baked.
there was definitely a coconut taste on it. And it was so jiggly, and I loved
See,
it.
so we're doing backwards day. So let's just start with desserts, everybody. What did you have for dessert?
Yeah, so the churros. Now, these aren't your everyday churros. These churros are stuffed with Bulgarian cream, and then, of course, they're tossed in loads of sugar and cinnamon. So, like, when you take the bite, it's just warm and sugary goodness.
I love it.
The churro was so creamy. I mean, we were not expecting it. It was like a surprise.
I had the Mexican hot chocolate, the churros, and the flan.
Oh,
We tried everything.
you had it all.
Well, the hot chocolate,
Okay.
it was so creamy, and it had the tiniest hint of cinnamon in it. And it was really warm and fuzzy thoughts.
All right, well, now that we've done dessert and gotten that out of the way, let's go back to what you start with when you go to Estrellita.
So when I go to Estrellita, I always get the street tacos. And they're 3 little tacos, and they have this amazing green salsa, which is fresh, and has cilantro, and it has chili in it. And then they have Oaxacan chicken. And this Oaxacan chicken is marinated for over 36 hours, and then it's grilled fresh to order.
And what did you have?
To start, we got the queso. This sauce is so stretchy, so delicious, so cheesy. There was a string of cheese coming from your mouth that was still on the plate, and it was just delicious.
You like stretchy food, I think. Do you like stretchy food?
It was delicious. I loved it.
Right.
We started with the taquitos, so crispy corn roll tortillas, and there were like whole pieces of chicken inside, which was nice. And they were covered in so much guacamole and salsa you could barely even see them.
Well, after I have my appetizers, I'm usually like a meat eater. Like, I always get the meat thing. But at Estrellita, I'm a little vegetarian, and I get the chili en nogada. So it's a roasted bell pepper, and then it's stuffed with carrots and tomatoes and apricots, and then it's roasted again, and then it's topped off with a grenadine pomegranate sauce. And it's just like the best sauce you will ever have on top of anything. And all the flavors work together.
I had the Estrellita fajitas, just this huge platter of all the making. So you actually got to make it yourself. And there was a dollop of guacamole and the chewy steak and peppers, and then the rice and beans that just topped it off and made it so delicious.
And I think you just like to say Estrellita fajita.
Yes, right? I was like, I have to get that. It's so fun to say.
Well, I did have the mole, but I wasn't really that satisfied. It didn't taste like mole that I'm used to. I mean, maybe it was just the way they make it, but
They
I
have
had
about
it too.
38 different ingredients, I think, in
I
there.
had it too. I loved it. It was so smoky. It tasted like I was sitting at a campfire. But I bet yours is better.
Thank you.
And a little chocolate, you just felt it wasn't complex, or what?
it didn't have like, it had that burnt-ish chocolate flavor, but it wasn't really spicy like I'm usually used to with
Okay.
mole. Well, I also had the pipian. It was spicy pork covered in a green spicy sauce with pumpkin seeds on it, It was really spicy. It was slow spice. So at first it was like, oh yeah, it's so good. And then the spice comes creeping up and you're like, oh.
So it was spicy.
Yeah.
Going along with her spice, I had the best horchata I've ever had. And I've had a lot of horchata. And so it was so cold. And after the spice, I just took a sip and it was delicious. It was creamy and it was just, that cinnamon flavor was so strong.
A good balance for all the spicy dishes.
Exactly what I wanted.
Yep.
Okay, I love their virgin pina colada. It's like the perfect ratio of like pineapple and cream, and then it's mixed together. And the cup is like this big, and it's so big, me and my mom usually split it, and there's extra left over.
Boy, that sounds like dessert too.
Yeah.
Now, for the adults in the group, they do have quite an extensive
Oh, yeah.
margarita list.
Yeah.
It's very colorful, isn't it?
Yeah, I love how I walked in and it was just rainbow. One wall was orange, one wall was yellow. That describes my life. I love colorful, tie-dye.
So family friendly, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah, like the second you walk in, you see all of the Oaxacan welcome flags. And they're handmade and they all have different patterns. And then they have like these huge, unique light fixtures.
It feels like you're walking into a traditional Mexican festival. It's like so colorful and there's really loud music in there.
But you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You liked that kind of feeling. Did you feel like there was a lot of food?
Oh, huge portions.
Right. All right, well, this is your spot, Roshni. Give us a quick summary.
If you're looking for amazing Mexican food, go to Cafe Estrellita.
All right, and Itai.
Cafe Estrellita is the place to go if you want food that tastes like it came from the streets of Mexico.
All right.
If you're looking for a unique and festive restaurant with spicy food, Estrellita's is the place to be.
All right, if you would like to try Estrellita Mexican Bistro, it's on North San Antonio Road in Los Altos. It's open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday and dinner on Sundays, and the average dinner tab per person is around $20. All the world's a stage for Itai, and it shows with his restaurant pick. Colorful costumes, hand-woven rugs, and decorative photos all set the scene for a night out in Afghanistan. Of course, the aromatic stews and kebabs are the headliners at San Carlos's Kabul Afghan Cuisine.
So hi, my name is Michelle Ahmad. My restaurant's name is Kabul Afghan Cuisine. Yeah, my dad and his brothers started this place in 1989. Came from Kabul with absolutely nothing, no reading, no writing in English, and had an opportunity to open up a restaurant with his brothers. Yeah, when you walk in here, we want you to feel like you're in Afghanistan. Most of the dresses are all my mom's from back in the day. In Afghanistan, this is how they dress for any party, really. You know, Afghan food is so special because all the food is prepared slow cook and with love. Yeah, the rice takes at least 3 to 4 hours because it's baked. And spices, I would say cumin, cardamom, pepper, salt. I started here when I was 14, full-time since I was 17. I loved it here growing up, so when I see kids here, I always make sure that they have a good time. So these have been my customers for 30 years, coming every single week. I just want people to feel at home. I want them to be able to eat with their hands if they want to. You know, back home in Afghanistan, people ate with their hands. I want them to feel that love in the food, that love from my dad, you know, and my uncle. They really put their heart and soul in this restaurant, and I hope I can keep the legacy going forever. And if not me, maybe my kids one day.
Itai, your turn to talk about one of your favorite restaurants. You even had your bar mitzvah catered by Kabul, didn't you?
Yes, we've been going there my entire life, actually.
And you're so old.
I love how the flavors go together.
Right.
And my favorite, personally, is the lamb stew, also called matar chala. It's chunks of lamb mixed together with peas and it just combines, and the lamb just falls apart, like literally.
And what did you have, Roshni? Was this a new experience for you?
Yeah, this was definitely a new experience. I've never had Afghan food before.
Right.
And so for appetizers, we got this, it was a minced meat dumpling, and it was coated with the sauce and carrots and other vegetables. And we also had this leek and mushroom stuffed pastry, and the phyllo dough for the pastry was amazing.
Yes.
It was buttery goodness.
I also had something with pastry in it, the lamb turnover. It was so evenly stuffed, but you still got that huge portion of lamb in it with that buttery pastry. Oh.
What else do you get?
My main meal, I sometimes share with my grandmother, is the shrimp kebab. Sorry, I'm really sorry, Athena. I love shrimp.
Poor Athena. That's all right. Shrimpy is in a better place now.
Yes,
so we're in
but
good
it also
shape.
comes with salmon. You can have the salmon portion. So they serve this kebab with the salmon skin, and they roast it, and so that it's almost crunchy. And I just love how the shrimp, is so crunchy, and the salmon is nothing like you've ever had salmon before.
Yeah, we got the salmon and chicken kebab. And when they first brought out the plate, our waiter brought this huge plate, and they had the actual like metal skewers, and then he like skewered them right in front of us, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is definitely one of the coolest restaurants. Right. So if you have some of the salmon, it was tender, moist, and flavorful, with some of the spiced rice and some of this green sauce they give you. It is like a bite of heaven. It was definitely the best fish I've ever had.
I also had the salmon kebab. It was the best salmon I've ever had.
Really?
I thought it would be so overcooked.
It's tricky to get
but it
salmon
was-
just right.
It was perfect. Such a nice bite. It was tender. It was moist. It wasn't dry at all.
Isn't it so buttery?
Yeah, it's sort of flaky.
And did you have the rice with it too?
Yeah,
Okay.
they nailed the rice.
Any other dishes you had?
Yeah, we had the lamb curry. I don't know if it was the same one you had, but it was lamb, and it had carrots and potatoes. It was very hearty, and all of their portions were so generous. And with the spiced rice, it was like, this is like the best lamb curry I've ever eaten. It was
Right.
like, I love this spice.
Did you have anything to accompany it?
Yeah, my
drink-wise?
mom got the cardamom tea, and there was like the cardamom tea, and there was whole cardamom pods in it, as well as crushed cardamom on top. So it was really neat.
Yeah.
So that is something we put into our household. Now we have cardamom tea with the cardamom pods, and then the crushed cardamom on top.
See, look at that. Your restaurant influenced the way she drinks her tea daily now.
Good.
Look at that. Yeah.
For me, a family favorite is the kadu, which is pumpkin served with the meat sauce and also a yogurt sauce. My sister Alyssa goes crazy over the pumpkin. She begs my parents to buy 3 servings, and we love it, and we get it every single time.
What about the feeling when you go to Kabul?
Yeah, like the second I walked in the door, it was like we were greeted by family. The person said, hi, how are you? And then as we were walking to our seat, like each alcove had a traditional Afghan dress in it. And then the back wall where the kitchen was, it was covered in carpet and carpet tassels. So I'm like, this is truly, truly a neat place to be.
It was really neat because everyone knew everyone. I'm sure because like I could see people at other tables like, oh, how you doing? It's great to see you back. And they're always really friendly, and they come to you right away.
Any desserts or any?
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so we got the baklava, and this wasn't like your itty bitty square piece. This was served like it was a piece of pie. It was huge. And it was perfect layered of the phyllo dough, the walnuts, and it was like glazed in honey. It wasn't soaked, but it was just the perfect amount.
I love all baklava. I mean, it's just delicious, and like it's so flaky, isn't it?
Well, I had the fernie. It was topped with pistachios, cinnamon, and rose water, and they all just blended so well together. And it was nice and creamy too.
Yeah, so we also had this elephant ear pastry. It was like fried phyllo dough, and it was topped off with cardamom and sugar. And if you pair that with the rose water cardamom ice cream, you have the hot phyllo dough with the cold ice cream. It's like eating some chips and salsa, and it just melts in your mouth. It is truly very sweet and very awesome. Yeah.
All right, Itai, this is your spot. Give us a quick summary.
I'd say Kabul is the place to be if you really want a traditional Afghan cuisine.
All right, Athena.
If you're looking for an Afghan cuisine that looks like you've stepped into Afghanistan, Kabul's the place to be.
All right, and Roshni.
If you want homemade, authentic Afghan food, go to Kabul.
If you would like to try Kabul Afghan cuisine, it's on El Camino Real in San Carlos. It's open Monday through Friday for lunch and dinner, and for dinner only on the weekends. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab per person is around $25. I have to thank my fabulous guests on this week's show. Athena can't get enough of the spicy wings and other Burmese delights at Teni East Kitchen in Oakland. Roshni's go-to for Oaxacan ensaladas and tacos, Estrellita Mexican Bistro in Los Altos. And Itai's spot for savory kebabs, Kabul Afghan Cuisine in San Carlos. Now, we really want to hear about your experiences at any of the restaurants we've been talking about. So keep in touch with us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, or better yet, post your favorite food shots on Instagram with the hashtag Bay Area Bites. And don't forget that you can watch any of the shows on our website at kqed.org/checkplease. So join us next time when 3 new guests will recommend their favorite spots right here on Check Please Bay Area. I'm Leslie Sabraco, and I'll see you then. Thank you, guys.
Check Please Bay Area is made possible by the members of KQED and by the Bay Area Airport that's close and reliable. iFlyOAK.com.
It's the room that's less sort of private and more private. It's 1,000 things, big and small. Sutter Health.
Have you eaten anything
I
strange?
feel like the strangest thing I've ever eaten would probably be veal or elk. It tasted exactly like steak.
Have you had anything like crickets or anything?
No, I always refuse to get the lollipops that have the bugs in it.
Scorpion.
I find those so disgusting. Probably escargot.
Snails.
Yeah.
I've had delicious escargot, and I've had kind of meh escargot.
I have to agree with you, the escargot is pretty crazy.
If they just drown it in butter, fabulous.